Hey guys, I'm sorry again if the lighting is shitty. It's kind of like raining outside. I don't think it's actually raining anymore, but it was raining like all morning. And I don't know, I probably look like shit, but that's okay. Just to start off the video, there are going to be spoilers, so do not, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't, because I'm really bad at like doing things without spoilers, so like don't, like if you want to read this book, and then watch this when I'm done, when you're done, or whatever, or if you want to be spoiled. I sometimes like being spoiled. I'm just doing a book review today. Finally! How many times have I said I'm doing book reviews and then I've never actually do them? But I'm doing a book review on the book Matched. This book is by Condie. It's really good. Like, I think the cover is really nice. The cover is kind of like what drew me to it. That's something you'll probably notice with this series, the Kelsey Can Read series. A lot of my books are from Glitteratures. If you watch Elle's Glitteratures, a lot of my books are from there. Like, that's just because she reads the same things that I like to read, and I get most of my book recommendations from her. So I got this. I saw this in a haul of hers, and like literally if she hauls a book, I will go out and buy it. Like, I'm like, I don't even care. I'm going out and buying it. It's whatever. I'll like it. So she hauled it. I went out and bought it. It was really good. It was actually excellent. Yeah, so basically, okay, I'll read you the inside cover right here. Okay. Cassia has always trusted the Society's choices. When her best friend appears on the matching screen, Cassia is certain he is the one until she sees another face flash for an instant before the screen fades to black. Now she's faced with impossible choices between Xander and Kai. Between the only life she's known and the path no one dares to follow. Between perfection and passion. Society matched them, but love set them free. In the society where officials decide who you love, where you work, and when you die. Basically, this book is about a dystopian future where you live in like a borough with like your family, and you go to school, and there's other people there, like, obviously, and when you turn 17, they match you. Like, you go to a big ceremony, you get all dressed up, like, you get called in at some point when you're 17, and they match you to a person, usually in another borough, that is going to be your husband, basically, or your wife. And so everything is just like going fine. This girl Cassia, she's like, I'm so excited, I'm getting matched on my birth. I'm pretty sure she got matched on her birthday, on her 17th birthday. I think that might be what it is. I don't remember. I haven't read the very beginning of this book in a while. But she goes to the matching ceremony with her best friend Xander, who gets called in on the same day. So and they show your match on like a giant TV screen, and like it's kind of like, it's like connected to all the other boroughs who are having their matching ceremonies too. So normally the other person would show up on that screen, and they'd be in another borough, and they'd be like, oh hey, what's up? No one shows up on this screen for Cassia, and she's like, oh shit. And then it shows Xander, and like it's like, oh, okay, you're my best friend, what's up? So like it was like a real thing, and it's like really cool. But then you get like a little micro card, and like you put it into like the port. I don't know exactly, I couldn't really describe the port. Like things come out of it, you can do stuff on it. It's like a supercomputer. It's awesome. And then basically she puts her micro card in the port the next day, and she's like looking at like her match and everything, and at the very end she sees somebody else. So she was already like 1 in 100,000 for getting matched to somebody in her borough. But then she's 1 in a million, she's 1 in a bajillion, something that never happens. She gets matched to another person. Another person in her borough. So you can kind of tell who she's going to choose just from reading the thing. Like, you're like, she's not going to choose her best friend, obviously. She's going to go for this guy. Like, I'm like, you can tell she's going to fall in love with this guy. So, obviously. It just kind of shows her like slowly falling in love with Kai, and you realize that there's like an issue with that. Like, you don't realize, they tell you, but they tell you that there's like it turns out, like, okay, Kai is what's called an aberration. So he is not in the matching pool. He's not allowed to be matched. So they tell Cassia, he's an aberration would be someone who's like committed a small crime. He has never done anything. He's an aberration because he was adopted and his birth father was an anomaly, which is somebody who commits like a horrible crime. So his birth father was an anomaly, and then, am I still filming? Good. So, he's not, and so in order for him to be adopted and brought into Maple Tree Borough, which is where Cassia lives, he has to be classified as an anomaly. So he's not allowed to be matched or anything like that. So that sucks. And so he's there and like he's like hanging out with Cassia. They have like a hiking class together.
And I'm like bouncing on my bed right now. This is like
and it all seems very random. It's like, how are they getting thrown together so much? That does get explained. It does explain why they're always being thrown together by the society and stuff. I might have just given that away, but I don't know. Read the book, you never know. Yeah, it's very what was I about to say though? I don't remember. Oh, and then the official tells her that he's like, oh, well, it must have been a joke. Someone must have put Kai in there as a joke, and you find out that's not fucking true. They put Kai in there. They did that. I don't even know. I'm scared. But, it's really cool to think about, like, because, like, I like reading books like this. I would never have picked this up if I hadn't read The Hunger Games, though. Like, this would have not been my thing. Like, because, like, you know my thing. My thing is Sarah Dessen. Like, I wouldn't have picked this up. And this is actually a trilogy. There's 2 more books. One is out right now. It's called Crossed. And then the other one is coming out in November. It's called Reached. I'm so excited to read those. I'm not reading Crossed next because I don't want to have it done now and then like have to reread it all again in November. I'll show you what book I'm reading now. But anyway, before I show you what book I'm reading now, Matched, go get it, go read it, go buy it, go get it on your Kindle, go borrow it from a friend. I don't know, like, get this book. It's excellent. Like, it's an amazing, amazing, amazing story. It's a beautiful book. It's really cool to think about because, like, when, like, you think about, like, because we don't know what the future is going to be. We don't know. Like, the Hunger Games could happen. The Hunger Games could be our future. Or something like this is more realistic, but this could be our future. Like, something like this where, like, they make everything so perfect that everyone has it's basically communism. It's socialism, but done in a way that everyone is okay with it and that everyone likes it. You know, like, they decide how much food everyone gets. They give you your food portions for the day. They decide, like, what you're gonna do every day. They decide your job. They decide who you're gonna marry. It's a totalitarian government, but it's not scary. I wasn't scared of the government in this book. I was scared of the government in the Hunger Games. I feel like I was scared of the government in Uglies. This kind of just made me feel like, yeah, communism is a good idea. Let's get on that. Let's do this. Like, there's no disease, no cancer, no nothing in this society because they match all of your genes and they make everything so perfect that nothing can invade that. Everyone gets, like, the perfect amount of exercise, the perfect amount of food. Like, everyone dresses the same, everyone eats the same things. Everyone, like, basically does all the same things to keep everyone equal. So I'm, like, waving this book around, like, like, there's no one person who's better than another person. Everyone is equal and everyone is happy with that. And that's what I like about this. This is why this seemed realistic to me. This seemed like something that could happen. This seemed like something that maybe 500 years in the future, maybe I'll be reincarnated as somebody who has to be matched. I don't know. We don't know the future, but this seemed quite the realistic to me. My head is itchy, so I'm going to scratch it with a book. Like, it just seems like, you know, because, like, you know how, like, you think about the future and, like, what's going to happen? They thought in 2000, they used to, like, back in the 60s, they thought in the 2000s we were going to have, or in the 90s even, they thought we were going to have, like, flying cars. We don't have flying cars. We have subways. We have bikes. We have segways. I don't know. What do we have that's, like, close? Planes. That's kind of close to flying cars. They're planes, but they had them back then, too. But this is one of those things that you think about 500 years, 1,000 years in the future. This could be our life. You never know. I don't know. Yeah, could be a thing. So, anyway, definitely recommend this 100%. This is out of, how many hearts am I going to give this? I'm going to rate things in hearts. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 hearts. Nothing gets a perfect score for me. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 hearts because there were parts in it that got a little boring. Like, towards the very end, I was just like, can you hurry up? Like, can you, like, tell me what you're doing? Like, you're just giving me all this detail, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 hearts, which is an excellent score. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hearts. For this, 4 hearts for Matched. And then the book I am reading now is called Perfect by Ellen Hopkins. It is a companion novel to the book Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. I will probably review these two together. If I do choose to review them, I will review them together. I do not remember much about Impulse, but I can Google it. I don't want to have to reread it again because it is huge. So, I have read it. It's excellent. Impulse is a 3.5 out of 5 stars or 5 hearts for me. And the first 10 pages are a 4. Like, they're pretty good. Yeah, so this is what I'm reading next. You will probably see a book review on this next. I hope to do these every, like, so often, like, multiple, like, a lot. Like, often. Like, I'm hoping to do one every time I finish a book. So, yeah. I also have a Kelsey Can Read haul coming up. Probably not for a few weeks just because I'm waiting on that last book that I ordered. I ordered a book. I have one more that should be coming in the next couple of days and then one that should be coming in the next couple weeks because the one was like, I ordered Entwined and it's like, oh, it's gonna take 3 weeks to get to you. Yeah, fuck you. I paid for that shipping. I want it within a week. Come on, bro. And then I also bought another Ellen Hopkins books called Tricks, which I don't own, which is exciting. So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, go out and read this. And if you want to read this with me, I will put a link to this in the down bar. You can find it on Amazon. I'm going to put like a bunch of book links, like different places to buy them, like whichever, and you can choose whichever one fits your budget. I generally go Amazon because you can buy things used for cheaper. And I actually have Amazon Prime, so I get free shipping on a lot of things. I also like to buy books in stores also because then I bought this in a store. I was sitting in a store and I was like, hey, I want this. They have it. So I bought it. This is the second video I filmed today. I'm probably going to film
maybe 3 or 4. Okay, thank you. Love you guys. So
3 hearts on that book. Go buy it.